Greetings and welcome. The question for this spread is, what can the millennial generation do? Let's begin by first defining millennial, as millennial cohorts are more often referred to. Federal demographers use a 25-year generation figure as the length of time typical of people starting families and having children, starting the next generation, on average at about 25. There is a lot of advertising that is aimed at 18 to 30-year-olds, calling them the millennial generation. Current 30-year-olds were not born before the millennial, but were not born during or after the millennial. They were born before the millennial. And the 18 to 30-year-old is a moving figure with advertising slogans, so it's not a stable cohort in its content. It's used, millennial generation as 18 to 30 is used to apply, or to attempt to apply peer pressure for commercial persuasion. So I will be using the federal demographer definition of the 25-year millennial generation from 1996 to 2020. In 2012, 2 years after the census, federal demographers started alerting the nation that we're having just over and just under 4 million babies born during this millennial period. So they're projecting 100 million members of the millennial generation. So let us go to the spread with that context. The first card to the upper left is peace. 2 of swords. Millennial generation are able to keep a tense peace. The second card, the Knight of Cups. The millennial generation has the ability, the capacity to salvage, protect, and heal the world's ocean. Traditional interpretations of this card do include the oceans and ambition and brilliance. Out of 100 million millennials born and to be born in the United States from 1996 to 2020, there's a large capacity in 100 million individuals to have brilliant members of that generation, larger numbers of brilliance than in a smaller generation, of course, just by statistical numerical numbers. But also it is an aggressive generation. The next card, 10 of Cups, is another version of the Kabbalistic tree of life in the manner in which the cups are arrayed, and the background figure, which does not precisely trace the Kabbalistic paths among the cups, from cup to cup. The interpretation of this card in this context I would give would be millennials are overfed, fed up, and can be satisfied. The card is satiety, the label at the bottom. 4 of the cups in the middle are tilted. Millennial strengths are in their education, not their baser instincts. The top 3 cups are straight, and the central 4 cups are straight, but not the 4 on the left middle and right middle. Some ways in which this generation can be satisfied are shallow, but not all of them. They're still young. They haven't produced their famous philosophers as of yet. The lower card, the far right-hand card, is the Knight Knight of Discs. They are capable of having a positive impact on the planetary ecology, the Earth itself. So we have two very positive cards concerning ecology, the second card and the fourth card. The second card referring to the oceans, the fourth card referring to the land. Also this fourth card, the first card on the right, they need to tend carefully to their money. It is a disc, and it's a disc in a defensive posture. Overall, the millennial generation is an emotionally driven generation. There is no wand in this spread, but there are two cups, the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups. This generation at present is producing many young women who are majoring in business and going to medical school at higher rates than the male members of their generation are doing. And many of the young men actively aspire to permanent lifetime careers in the computer science field, which gives them access to all the experience-enhancing technology in the gaming industry and the porn industry. But it is also driving robotics and AI. It's a positive spread. This is a very powerful generation, 100 million strong in the United States and globally larger than that. I don't know all of the statistics, but they're saying that the average age in Africa is 15 because the children are surviving at such a higher rate than in former decades and centuries even. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe. Forward links to your friends to this reading. Click the thumbs up and leave a comment below, especially concerning what future topics you would like of general interest. The next spread will be to be interpreted will be on Gen X. I'm taking the generations from the youngest to the eldest in this series of interpretations. Do note that in the description below, I try to always summarize the interpretations in writing so that if there are background noises and other interferences, you will be able to get the information, or if you want to check back without having to replay the entire video. Thank you very much.